Morning to all. Though I know today I'm discussing with the IT personnel because Madam has already told me that you all are computer experts, expert in the field of electronics and all. So being an educationist, I'll try to do justice with my work because my area, especially I deal with the how we can teach online or how we can develop online module. So before the start of my lecture, let me to share my PPT and we'll go ahead. प्रीति मैडम दिख रहा है ना?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yeah. So
Ma'am,
today
today,
I'm going to
yes,
this.
ma'am,
Yes,
today we will prefer English because many of the
fine,
participants
fine,
are out of
fine.
Maharashtra. So
Yeah,
please continue. Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Thank you. So today I'm going to discuss with you how we can integrate information and communication technology in teaching learning process. The simple meaning of that using of information and communication technology tools in teaching learning process, that means we can improve the quality of education and we can apply the power of technology to the needs of education. Because as we all aware that if you look at the basic meaning of information and communication technology, it comprises of many technologies like whatever the technological tools we are using for capturing or interpreting or storing and transmitting information togetherly, we can say that it is ICT. Like if you are using your email, if you are using your notebook, if you are using your laptop, if you are using any sort of electronic devices for teaching learning process, in a simple word, we can say that, or in education, we can simply say that we are using the information and communication technological tools or ICT. It may be, we can say that we may be having the video, we may be using the radio, we may be using the any film, any television information, or whatever the hardware and software, the material which you use using by electronic devices. In a simple word, we can say that we are using the information and communication technology in education, and in simple words, we can say that it is ICT. Because this word is coming so much every day in our day-to-day life. So how we can include this, and what is the, then a question always comes in my mind that we are the seasoned teachers teaching for years in an offline mode or teaching without the use of much technology through our blackboard, through our own way of interacting with the students, maybe a verbal communication, maybe non-verbal communication, then why this need of ICT and why this is booming of ICT in today's teaching learning process? So the simple reason for that, I can say that, just a minute. If you look at the educational status across the globe, we'll find that there are 72 million children do not have access to education in the world because they are out of the formal education. That means our present education system is unable to reach to such type of students across the globe. It is not the scenario at India only. Across the globe, we have more than 72 million children who do not have access to formal education systems. This is one of the very basic problem we are facing. If I talk about the Indian classroom scenario, we have, though we have Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Uchchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, RUSA, all is the flagship program done by the government from last 10 to 20, 12 years. Still, there are 8 million children are out of classrooms or schools in India. At the same time, in Indian situation, if you look this, we have a variety of classrooms. We have a classroom in the under the tree. We have a classroom on a makeshift places. We have a classroom on a local open places. Like all this situation is with us. At the same time, we have lot of disparity in our teaching, our facilities in our system of education. Like we have in certain few institutions have this type of 21st century classroom, as well as this type of arrangement is also made is visible to us in our schools, in our colleges, in our educational institutions. Then all these things are there, then what is the need of ICT? If you look at this type of scenario in our classroom situation or our education system, then of course we need to have a effective learning for all, anytime, anywhere. What is the need? Why this effective learning? Because there is a escalating demand of education across the globe, as well as we have converted our community into a global community where we have globalization of economy, we have globalization of information, we have tech innovative society. Our society is converted into a knowledge-based society. So all these things made us to apply this information and communication technological tools in our classroom, then only we'll be able to reach in each and every child in an effective manner, anytime and anywhere. So this is one of the need. Another important aspect from last 2 years we are facing that due to this COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown, we have no offline teaching since March 2020. That means, can we leave our teaching learning process if this pandemic don't allow us? No, we cannot. So of course, we need to convert ourselves into a ICT enabled classroom. We have to adopt the online mode. Then only we'll be able to fulfill the requirement of the present situation. Then if we see this is a reporting of the Times of India where that due to the COVID-19, 75% parents opposes the offline classes in April 21. We all witnessed these things because before that the parents were demanded that the offline classes will be started, but when the survey was conducted, then we come to know that the 75% parents do not want to send their children to our classroom because of this pandemic. So if they are not willing to send their children to our classroom, then of course we have to convert ourselves into the online mode. That's why it is very much needed that we should convert ourselves into an online classroom mode. Another important aspect that if you look at today's net generation, they always using this ICT tools in their day-to-day life, and they are very much familiar with this internet and all these things. So this is not an exaggeration. ये reality है जो सबके साथ होती है कि they feel that every kindergarten must have the internet or Wi-Fi facility. Another important aspect that the 21st century, today's learners are having these 21st century skills because right from their birth they are used to of using these technological tools. When we were born, we rarely had a telephone at our home. We rarely have seen in fact, in some cases like me, we rarely had a television at our homes. But now, if you look at our present generation, they are bombarded with all sort of technological tools. They have mobile phones, they have laptops, they have iPads, all at their fingertips. So they are used to of using all these technological tools in their social life, in their day-to-day life. Then of course we have to use these technological gadgets, technological tools into our teaching learning process. This is very much needed. Then with the use of ICT, we can be open a door for underserved groups to education. That means learning for all, anytime, anywhere. This is one of the very important need. Because of that, we have to convert ourselves into a online mode of teaching learning, or in a simple word, we have to blend our classroom with the offline and this ICT tools. So then a question comes in our mind that how to integrate ICT in teaching learning process. So the very important aspect of integration of this ICT is that a teacher should be able to use this ICT tools in the courses effectively if a teacher will be aware of its potential. Unless and until you know the importance or the potential of the ICT, then only you will be fascinated to use this ICT tool in your day-to-day teaching learning process. Another important aspect that once you are aware of your potential and once you know about what are the tools are available, how I can use these tools in our technology, how these tools are useful for my classroom teaching learning process, then only you will be able to select an appropriate tool or methodology in your teaching learning process. Because we are bombarded with a number of types of technological tools and number of softwares. Because I think this your refresher course is running from last 1 week or 2 weeks. So you must have acquainted yourself with lot many types of technological software, technological tools. Like we have Google Classroom, we have WebEx, we have Zoom, and number of Platforms are available, speakers, click, all these things are available with you. But the question comes that which tool should I use, which software should I use to make my teaching learning process effective? Of course, unless and until you will be acquainted with that tool, then only you will be able to select the right appropriate tool and methodology to make your classroom learning, teaching learning process effective to reach to all the learners. Another important aspect is that once you are aware of all these things, then only you will be able to design your teaching method effectively. And you can also develop new teaching strategies using all your acquired knowledge in an innovative way, in a creative way. Then only you can make your classroom teaching learning process effective, or you will be able to reach to the learners very effectively by using these ICT tools. Because as a teacher, I always believe that we were trained to teach in offline mode. You all agree with me that you never had an experience of teaching in an online mode before that, or nobody has compelled you to take the online classes. But this pandemic and this present situation forced us to convert our classroom into an online classroom. And I always heads up to these school teachers and higher education teachers. Within a 1 month, they all made themselves acquainted, whatever the gadgets they were available at home during this pandemic period, they have started taking online classes. A research survey conducted by some of the agencies have found that around 3 lakh school teachers have started taking online classes within 1 month of declaration of this pandemic lockdown in the March 20 to April 20 May, around 3 lakh school teachers have started taking classes online. So see how we teachers are ready to accept the changes. We teachers are acquaint ourselves very easily with the new technological models because of our interest and hard work. The similar data for the higher education teachers also, around 80,000. I'm talking about the Indian higher education system. Around 80,000 higher education teachers have started taking online classes in the month of May 2020. So that means we teachers are very much ready to adopt the new technological avenues. But the need is that these using of these technological tools or technological avenues available to us in an effective manner is one of the very important questions which comes before us. So I'm trying to put before you certain models, certain tools which you can use to make your classroom teaching learning process much effective. Then another is important aspect that once you know and apply classroom management rules in order to cope up the problems encountered in technological aided learning environment, that means that whenever you apply any classroom management rules to overcome the problems when you face using this ICT, of course, you need certain type of training. Then this is a research study that suggests that a teacher should be able to use the classroom management tools when they use an ICT or teaching learning, a technology aided learning environment. That time they need to understand these classroom management tools. Another important belief that investigating teachers' belief on ICT as well as their current level of ICT use have particular importance in ICT integration studies. That means whenever you want to integrate these ICT tools in your teaching learning process, your level of proficiency of use of ICT also matters, as well as your belief of your interest, your inclination towards this ICT tool is also makes a difference in your teaching learning process or in the process of integration of ICT tools. So if you want to conversion yourself very effectively, of course, you need all these things to understand and develop your interest towards all these things. Now, certain hallmarks of the learning experiences by using with the classroom, I can say that the classrooms are not the only form of learning spaces. That means because of the social collaboration, because of the use of simple availability of technological gadgets like mobile phones, laptops, internet facilities, the students are not only learning in our classroom, they are learning out of the classroom also. Through the social interaction, because social interaction is a growing part of learning. So team and collaborative learning is, of course, in increasing at a higher level, and it has to be encouraged. Then another very important aspect which I already discussed with you, the technology is natural in the lives of the students because the present generation, they are the digital natives. They are born in a digital environment. When they were born, they surrounded by the n number of technological gadgets, but the teachers are finding ourselves as a digital immigrant because when we were born, we rarely had a much technological gadgets before us. So of course, our condition is like an immigrant. So we have to learn these technological tools. We have to immigrate. We have to see all these things. So in simple words, I can say that we cannot reach the technological level like our students. Of course, our students are digital native. They are very much familiar with the technological tools. They are born in a technological environment. So their efficiency, their proficiency in use of technology is always higher than the we teachers because we are the immigrants. We are trying to learn all the adopting these new technological tools because we have overcome or we come across all these things when we were adults. So as the studies already said that during before adolescent or during the adolescent stage, whatever the technological gadgets you come across, your neural connections increases and you are very much your intelligence level also increases. You are very much familiar to use of technology. In a simple word, I can say that how we are the digital immigrants that whenever we purchase any new mobile phone or new gadget, everybody must have experienced that when we purchase any new gadget, rarely we are able to use all the functions in a effective manner. At the same time, if you ask your younger children or 11, 11 to 18 years of child to start the using of this mobile phone, he immediately started several using several functions and able to teach we people also that about this new technological gadgets. So many simple words I can say that they are the digital native, they are very much familiar with the technological tools and they are very much able to use these technological tools in an effective manner as compared to we teachers. Then what to do? हम क्या करें? यदि if this type of problem is arising, of course, before us, then what to do? So of course, we have to understand that the students can construct their own content rather than just consuming it. तो इसका मतलब बहुत सिंपल सा होता है कि हम केवल उनको केवल कंटेंट ही प्रोवाइड नहीं करें, हम उनको वी शुड प्रोवाइड देम सच टाइप ऑफ opportunity so they should be able to construct their own content, they should be able to develop their own thinking. So the students are active authors of content and innovations. They are very much able to use the innovative ideas, use the innovative techniques to develop their own understanding, to develop their own level of learning. They can construct their own content. They can become an author of their active learning. All these things, this is a very five basic aspects which every teacher must understand while using these technology or modern technological methods in our day-to-day classroom teaching learning environment. So, in a simple words, that classrooms are not the only form of learning spaces. Social interaction is a growing part of learning. Team and collaborative learning is very much increasing. That family members are learning from each other, the peers are learning from each other. You must have seen on the Facebook or some platforms, n number of groups are there. The students are collaborating across the globe. They are learning from each other. These all things are happening. That means before this I can say that before 2000 or before 1990, the classrooms are the only learning spaces or the college libraries, school libraries, the only place where the students get content, they get the subjective knowledge. But now, because of this internet facilities, because of this social collaboration, they can get content, they can learn anywhere, anytime using these technological gadgets by their own effort. Then another important aspect that technology is natural in the lives of children. They are very much acquainted with the technological tools. So this is also one of the very important. Now, new millennium, how to use technology in teaching learning process. That is one of the basic aspects which I'm going to discuss before you. So new millennium has extremely rapid increase in internet, mobile phone and computer use. Young people learn differently. Learning become more effective and joyful experiences with the use of these sophisticated technologies and applications available on smartphones, tablet, and personal computers. Then another important aspect that it is important to know how people acquire ICT skills and how those ICT skills are used to learn new ones and expand the scope of knowledge. Whenever a teacher tries to use this technological tool in their classroom situation, or he wants to integrate this ICT in their day-to-day teaching learning process, the teacher must keep in mind that how these young people acquire ICT skills and how these skills are used they are using to learn the new knowledge. Once you come to know all these things, then of course your module will be more effective and you will feel that your student will learn much better in a much better way. Now, if I talk about the technological integrated models, so new technology are changing how learning and teaching is done, creating new opportunities and challenges for teachers and learner alike. हम सभी के लिए ये न्यू जो टेक्नोलॉजिकल हर दूसरे दिन एक नया टेक्नोलॉजिकल टूल एक नई टेक्नोलॉजी बेस्ड सॉफ्टवेयर हमारे सामने होता है और ये हमारे लिए इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल फॉर अस to learn all these technological gadgets or use of software for a teacher because जितना ज्यादा हम इस टेक्नोलॉजी पर इन्वॉल्व होने लगेंगे तो ऑफकोर्स हमारा बेसिक कंटेंट हमसे कहीं ना कहीं हट जाएगा बिकॉज वी आर एक्सपर्ट इन अवर बेसिक कंटेंट वी आर नॉट द एक्सपर्ट इन टेक्नोलॉजी ये हर टीचर को ध्यान में रखना होना चाहिए कि हम टेक्नोलॉजी के एक्सपर्ट नहीं हैं लेकिन हम अपने सब्जेक्ट के हम अपने कंटेंट के एक्सपर्ट हैं वी आर एक्सपर्ट इन अवर कंटेंट वी आर एक्सपर्ट इन अवर सब्जेक्ट तो जब हम अपने विषय के एक्सपर्ट हैं तो हमारे लिए एज ए टीचर हमको ये जानना बहुत जरूरी है कि वॉट एवर द सब्जेक्टिव नॉलेज आई हैव how I disseminate this subjective knowledge effectively to my learner to make them to facilitate their teaching learning to facilitate them. So that's why we need to blend this technology in our subjective knowledge. So teachers can take, in case of these conditions, we teachers can take the role of experts or facilitators of learning, while students can own the learning process and acquire knowledge at their own pace. So simple words may I can say that as a teacher, we have to play the role of expert or facilitator. We can provide the opportunity, we can create a platform for our learners to learn. Then, how this learning process? The student himself will be responsible for keeping for their learning process, and he can acquire knowledge in their own pace. There are new ways of interacting in the learning environment are also emerging. So we have three basic key trends that are blended learning, self-directed learning, and collaborative learning. All these three key trends are based on how we can integrate this technology in our subject, with our subjective expertise. So simple words may just will go ahead with one by one what these three key trends are. Let us think about the blended learning. The simple meaning of blended learning is the pedagogical integration of digital and face-to-face instruction. Like now today what I'm doing, I'm teaching you in a virtual mode where I'm not interacting with you face-to-face, but still I'm with you in a mode of face-to-face mode because we are having the real-time conferencing. I'm using my PPT, my gadget to meet you face-to-face. So, but in case of blended learning, the teachers and the students are meeting face-to-face and they are using the classroom, they are using the technological gadgets or digital tools to make their face-to-face instruction effective. So, blended learning encompasses flipped classroom, mixed board hybrid classroom, technological mediated instruction, or web-enhanced instruction. So, these all are the different types of classroom situations where we can use this blended learning module. So now let us understand that what these are. So blended learning in the ICT classroom means the instructor or teacher develop videos, learning material. As a teacher, you can develop your own videos, you can develop your own learning material in the form of PowerPoint presentations, in the form of using any other video or any other tool of technology, and you can develop your instructions. Then these instructions, these modules which you have developed, the student can access these learning material online And when we meet face to face, when we meet the student in a physical classroom situation, this physical classroom situation or physical classroom should be used for discussion and face to face instruction. In a simple word, I can say that I can develop my own teaching module. I'll disseminate this teaching module or disburse this teaching module to my learner beforehand. They will read this module. I can develop a PDF module. I can develop a video. I can take my lecture, face to my in a recorded lecture, whatever the way I can circulate my learning material, my teaching material to my learner beforehand. They will learn, they can access the material, and when we meet in a physical classroom situation, the classroom situation should not be used to just to disseminate the knowledge. The physical classroom should be made as in the discussion mode. So another important that virtual classroom is also one of the learning management system here in which we use certain apps and web tools which support and facilitate online interaction. Because I'm in this field from, I think I'm in this field from since 1991. And my first module which I have developed in the year 1991, that time hardly we had a Windows. In few computers only the Windows were available. Before that, when I developed in the DOS also. So DOS was the operating system. That time I have interacted with the all development of these learning modules, and from that time I'm continuously trying to develop various modules. So today I'm discussing before you okay, how we can develop these types of modules. So this blended learning is basically work on the learning management system. The blended learning process relies on digital environment called learning management system. You must be aware that creation of a virtual classroom for students with lesson plans, discussion forum, grades, quizzes, tests, class calendar, and other resources that you have already learned during this period. Now, by having access to the classroom material, students can learn the concept at their own pace. बहुत सिंपल सा मतलब है कि सिर्फ हमने बिफोर हैंड स्टूडेंट्स को इस तरीके का हमारे लर्निंग मटेरियल उनके साथ शेयर कर लिया तो दे विल लर्न this learning, they can access this classroom material beforehand, and they can learn at their own pace. And when they meet face to face, they can discuss with the instructor to deepen their knowledge or to explore other issues of interest. The simple meaning of why this module is important, because of this internet, all this material is readily available with the student. But there is a problem with the student that which material should I read exactly, how to get the concept properly. In that manner, teacher can manage the material, it can arrange the develop a module and disseminate to the learner. They will learn with that module, and when you meet with the, like today we are meeting face to face. So in this face to face mode, because it is a real time conferencing mode, so we can discuss the matter instead of giving them basic knowledge. This is the basic idea of using this LMS. So this virtual classroom LMS, it always, you know, that it integrates the Web2 tools and applications like Crazy.com, SlideShare, YouTube, Facebook, Evernote, Dropbox. These all are readily available with us. The student can access through the tablets, through mobile phones, or their personal computers. So we can use this Web2 tools for developing our learning material. We can use the SlideShare for making the slides or making the video also. We can also use the YouTube for developing our video, and all these things is possible. So I'm just how this blended learning, this learning management system works with that. Like we have through this LMS, we have the communication, we can develop our content, we can manage our classes, we have assessments like blogs हैं, wikis हैं, podcasting है, clickers हैं, e-portfolio. All these things are available. All these platforms are available free, of course, to us. We can use any of these blogs, wikis, podcasting to develop our learning material, and we can make a collaborative learning. We can develop group projects. It is reflecting, and community building and service learning is also possible through this. This is one of the modules which I have developed in the year 2008 with this is a PhD research project in which we have developed a virtual classroom module. Why I am giving all these things, that these all are my personal experiences. In this virtual classroom module, we have developed a synchronous and asynchronous both type of classroom situations. And in that, we have developed the complete module for the I think history subject. It was the module was developed for the complete history subject, and one of my student who has done his PhD under this. So we have developed two types of classroom situation in which, like today's platform, I'm using this Cisco WebEx to meet you virtually in a face-to-face mode. But that time, this type of platforms were not available. So we have developed our own synchronous module, and we have made this real-time conferencing, and we discussed with the in a virtual mode with the ninth class students. That software was installed in their computers also, and all these things were happened. So it took around 4 years to develop this complete module in which we have developed this window, like we have live classes, all class lists, these all are visible to you. And the result at the same time, that is the synchronous and asynchronous mode. So the result of this study shows that you will be surprised to know we have compared the synchronous classroom, we have compared with the asynchronous classroom situation, and with the traditional teaching. So of course, the result of all these three, the result with the, you must be thinking that result with the synchronous, no. The result was with the asynchronous teaching was much effective as compared to synchronous mode. The simple reason we have analyzed what is the reason of this thing. Because when you go for the synchronous mode, it is binding for every student to learn at the same period. Like now I'm teaching you. So you all, though you have some important work at home, or you may be confined to for 1 hour to a particular classroom situation. So it is this synchronous, though they are the virtual mode, but we are forcing you to learn during this 1 hour or 2 hour period only. But when these modules readily available to you with on the YouTube or anywhere, or in the mode of, and we have recorded lessons are there, so you can read these recorded lessons anytime, anywhere, according to your needs. So of course, then your learning performance will be much more effective as compared to real-time conferencing. So this is the result of my study, which says that asynchronous classroom situation is much more better than the synchronous or traditional classroom situation. So this is one of the projects. Now, another which I am talking about, the flipped classroom. That flipped classroom experiment was conducted by me in the year 2014. And like it was developed, started in the 2012, and we have developed a complete flipped classroom module. We used a blog. We used our blog. On this blog, we have connected this blog like it was for the teaching of economics. So that name of the blog was recapped as economics. And one of my student has developed this blog. And every day we post the learning material to the learner with the class test and all, everything we have done. And when we meet face to face, during that time, we made our classroom into a discussion forum only. So the basic material was developed and distributed through blog. तो हर रोज ब्लॉग के ऊपर एक पोस्ट डाली जाती थी, एंड स्टूडेंट्स को ये बोला जाता था आप इस ब्लॉग की पोस्ट को पढ़ लीजिए, इसमें हमारे वीडियोस भी होते थे, वी हैव डेवलप्ड पीडीएफ मटेरियल भी उसमें होता था, प्लस हमारे ऑलरेडी रिकॉर्डेड क्लासरूम के सेशंस भी उसमें हम डालते थे, और वो स्टूडेंट्स अपने घर में अपनी सुविधा के समय में उसको पढ़ लिया करते थे. एंड व्हेन वी मीट देम फेस टू फेस, बिकॉज दैट उस समय जब हम एक्चुअल क्लासरूम सिचुएशन में व्हेन वी मीट देम ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम वी डिस्कस विद ईच अदर दैट व्हाट यू हैव लर्न, तुमने उसमें क्या पढ़ा, किस तरह से हुआ. तो अवर क्लासरूम्स वर टोटली कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ डिस्कशन फोरम, एंड through that blog only we have given the test, online test, and through using the classmate marker, that time it was available. So best option that time was available, so we used class marker, and this is one of the projects, and really that flipped classroom works much better than the traditional blended teaching learning module. So that is the one of the basic advantage where we can blend our ICT tool in our face-to-face mode also. Similarly, nowadays, if you look at some science teachers says that laboratory experiments are not possible. So we have certain like Colorado University has developed a very good virtual laboratories. So these all are the physics experiments which is available. If you look at this pet.colorado.edu, so you will find this type of virtual laboratories readily available where you can conduct all these experiments virtually with your students. And I'm telling you, friends, very frankly, that when this young generation do this experimentation in virtual mode, they explore too much. As compared to teacher, they explore their own way in a very effective manner, and they learn by their self-learning. So this is also experiment which you can access anytime. These all are the virtual laboratory model which I have taken a screenshot. Really, it is working, and these all are the some way string experiment like that is there. And this in this way, this is also one of the way through which we can blend. And this is in our actual classroom teaching with this virtual laboratory module also. Then the next module, three blends, which I have discussed, that blended learning. Then next one is the self-directed learning. So self-directed learning means with ICT, the vast amount of free content available on the internet, the student can choose what they and when to learn. The student is no longer bound by curriculum program. They can learn in a formal or non-formal manner. There is a transformative element to self-directed learning. So it is an option for youth who will find themselves trapped in a vicious circle of low skills and low productivity and low income. Sometimes you must have observed that open universities have developed their self-directed learning module. Like IGNOU is also having the self-directed module. They have developed their study material in such a manner that there is no need of teacher. The student can learn by their own effort. So we can also develop such type of module in our day-to-day teaching also. So the self-directed learning module, if I talk about this self-directed learning module, so it is affordable, it has the innovations, we can also develop control over the content, then we can also have the location, there is no boundary of the location, anytime, anywhere, learner can learn, they can access this module through internet, it develops, it motivates, because self-pacing is there, self-monitoring is also there. So this is also one of the strategies through which we can make this ICT blending in our teaching learning sources. So there are certain open universities like through this, there are vast opportunity to learn in a self-directed fashion, like prominent and emerging models of self-directed learning is like OpenCourseWare, OCW, Open OER, MOOCs. These all are the best example of open universities and open educational resources. But at the same time, the another avenue, like as a common teacher, do we rely only on the open university because we are working in a traditional colleges, traditional universities? So as a teacher, what I can do? So you can develop your own, in a simple way nowadays, lot of free tools are available and you can develop your own website also. This is one of the experiments which we have conducted in the year 2000, I think the 2012 only. So this was the one of the website we have developed, www.learningscience.in. This is one of the my PhD project. One of the my PhD student, she was MCA, so she was very much expert in the developing of this website. So she herself developed this complete physics website for teaching the physics to 9th class students. And we have done this experiment in two modes. Some group of students were allowed to access this website and learn through this module, and some students were not allowed to access this. They were not given the access to that, and they were teaching by the same investigator in a classroom situation in a blended learning module. So this experimentation was done, and of course the result says that those who were access to actual classroom situation, face-to-face situation with these module, they're outperformed than the students who have not accessed this module, as well as the students who have accessed only these modules. That means, in a simple word, I can say that when we give the self-paced module to the learner, teachers control, teachers development, teachers role in development of module is very important. So this is also one of the module. This is also one of the projects which we have developed. That is the interactive multimedia instruction, which I am talking about, the classroom blended module, where the teacher has used this multimedia instruction with the face-to-face mode, along with the computer-aided instruction material. This module which I have developed in the year 2003. That module was one of the module which I have developed. That time it was developed in the basic, I think Visual Basic. We have developed this, and backend was the Access. And this module is really working nowadays also. This module it is a very important module developed on we call it CAI, computer aided instructional material. It works on the program learning module के basis पर ही work करता है. And how it works? In this module, we have developed, look at, I'll just explain you in a very short. We have developed test series, then we have study zones and assignment also. So by clicking this study zone, student, when he click that, he will get this type of drop down window in which all the science material, because in 2002 the central board CBSE has changed its module और उसका सिलेबस चेंज हुआ था, तो उस कंप्लीट चेंज सिलेबस के ऊपर बायोलॉजी सब्जेक्ट में आई डेवलप दिस मॉड्यूल और इसमें सारे के सारे लेसन थे. हर लेसन में दिस इज वन ऑफ द frame, teaching frame we call it. So this is teaching frame. A bit of information was given to the student. When he pressed this continue button, next window comes before him, that is the testing frame, where we ask some question. If a student is able to give right response, he will be allowed to go to the next frame. If his answer is not correct, we, through the software only, we analyze his responses, and on the basis of analysis of his response, we come to know that the problem of the student, and we provide them the supplementary frame. So in that manner, this module was very much working, and this module was, I have uploaded in the, because this module was experimented in the Kendriya Vidyalaya. So all these Nagpur cities, 4 Kendriya Vidyalaya, we have uploaded these modules, and the students have, right now also they are accessing this module, especially the Ajni people are using this module for the CI module. It was developed by me only. So another that later on in the year 2008-9, we have developed another module, that is computer aided instruction material, and we compared this CAI with the traditional method and the blended learning. Then of course, CAI, instead of only CAI, only classroom traditional, the blended module outperformed. They performed very much better than this compared to only this self-directed learning. Then the next module is the collaborative learning. So we have discussed right now the two modules, key modules, that is the blended learning and self-directed learning. The third module is the collaborative learning. This vast opportunity for youth to engage in collaborative or peer learning using this ICT. Collaborative learning allows peers to share their knowledge, explore new areas of interest, relies on positive interdependence with the group, individual accountability for learning and teaching, and clear process to follow the resolve issues. So we have WhatsApp, Meetup, Orkut. You all are using these in your social life, so you can use these in a classroom situation also. So this if you use this collaborative module, if you learn individually, that is low social capital develop. If you local group or learning peers, of course, that local participation, high social capital. But if you frame a global group of learning peers, global group of learners, of course, that global participation, higher social capital will develop. So this collaborative learning is very much effective to build a social capital as well as to develop our learning in a better manner. So we have peer-to-peer universities. इसके कुछ examples आपके सामने. I'm just putting some examples before you. We have peer-to-peer universities. It is an online space for learning guided by values of openness, community, and peer learning. It offers courses like MOOCs and Open Master Program. Anyone who wishes to learn can join this program. These courses are free, and some P2PU that does not confer credit. It recognizes achievement through the Open Badges initiative. Badges are granted based on how students work together to learn on a particular topic. So this is the website where you can find this. The international level in India also, we have so much courses available on MOOC platform where you can learn through this collaborative way. Then another important that for the collaboration, we have online repositories. With the explosion of content and choices, there is need to organize in a way, facilitate use and enhance accessibility. These repositories are the creation of individual organization as well as both public and private sector. A lot of repositories are available where you will get content that is properly developed content you can access. If you can disseminate this information to your learners also. They can have the guided module developed by the experts available with them on this online repository. Then OpenLibra is also one of the repository that offers technical books under free license. It was previously it was in Spanish, now it is available in English also. So every 1,000 visitors use site daily to access hundreds of titles in repository, free to download and distribute. This is one of the very important repository which is useful for the technical education. Previously, it was available only the Spanish, but now they have added it with the English also. Then another important facet is the games. You must have seen that so many people, young and adults, adolescent students, they waste lot of time in playing the game. That वीडियो गेम्स बहुत सारे बच्चे चाहे वो रेलवे स्टेशन पर हो चाहे घरों में हो दे स्पेंड my study one of the study which I have conducted how much time the student spend on playing the game. So the study have given that young children adolescents they every day now they spend 4 hours using this time using this only the mobile games. Whereas before that lockdown, the study says that on an average, 1.5 to 2 hours time is spent by these adolescent children playing video games, that is games on mobile phones, games on tablets. So this is the reality in India. So why don't we use these games as an opportunity to disseminate our content, to convert our content into game mode? So they will explore very well and they will learn through this. So playing has been shown be an effective way for people to introduce to technology and acquire new skills. Role playing, बहुत सालों से from so many years we are playing. Role playing is one of the tool which we use many years in education to impart new knowledge and socialize children. Drama and all these are like the role playing module. So why don't we? This is one of the game which I have taken from one like a restaurant. One child was instead of eating, he was playing with the mobile phone. So this is the way the student and the children are engaged themselves and they find this mobile playing that video game very much interesting. So let us use this opportunity so we can, as game content became digitalized, playing video games moved online resulted in an explosion of creativity, including for learning. Games attract massive audience with a diversity of background and give rise to multiple opportunities for expanding the scope and uses of gameplay. So I'm telling you, friends, we have best IT experts in our country. Why don't we convert our content into games? GPSC has taken an initiative. They have appointed that computer experts and they are trying to convert their content into games. ये initiative school के education में CBSE has already taken. They have appointed some expert in the Kendriya Vidyalaya and Navodaya Vidyalaya. These computer experts are converting their content into game form. So why don't as a teacher, because you people, most of them are from the technical education, why don't you take help of your expert students, those who are expert in computer, they can convert your content into a game based. Across the world, this video or online games conversion into content. So Minecraft Edu is an initiative that combines games and learning for use in classroom or other settings. So this game accommodates multiplayer activities and offer tools to incorporate into curricular content and a variety of subjects. So of course, this Minecraft Edu charges us some fees to convert our content into game. So instead of giving them fee, why don't we train our learners to develop this game based on our content? This is one of the initiative a teacher or creative way a teacher can convert its own content into a game form. This is one of the opportunity. I'm sharing with you that Colorado University, who has developed the virtual learning platform, now they are trying to convert their content into games. वीडियो गेम्स में कन्वर्ट करने का उनका इनिशिएटिव चल रहा है. Some few days before, I have attended their workshop also. 2-3 workshops they have conducted online, where they are trying to develop the basic content into video game form. Because I have seen that most of the video games having the lots of aggressions and lot of different type of content. So playing this video game increases aggression and the anxiety amongst the learner. You must have 2-3 days before, you must have seen that one news was there, the American schools are facing lot of problems because through these video games, they are giving the challenge to do some extraordinary activities, or students are stealing the school things, school mirrors or simple fire alarms just to show up in a game mode. So these are all type of I can say that this type of destructive activities the students, young generation is learning through video games. So it is our responsibility as a teacher that we have to develop these video games based on our social construct, based on our content into a game form, so the student can develop their learning much in a much better way. Now, another important platform which we teachers can use is the social media. We all are having our own Facebook account. We have our YouTube account. We have our several type of Google accounts we have. So why don't we use this social media for the teaching learning process? So social medias are used extensively for learning as well. More and more people are using these in educational and professional purposes as well. Social networks like blogs, podcasts, video sharing, Vimeo, photo sharing, Picasa, social bookmarks, sharing, Prezi SlideShare, discussion forum, Google groups to events that we call Meetup, LinkedIn, all these all are the social media platforms. These social media platforms can be used for the teaching learning process because so many people are using these as a learning platform. So the thousands of other platforms are also used by individuals and institutions of learning and reach the learning experiences. This social media like Flickr, YouTube, all you are aware about that. My blog, all these are available. This is free only. You have to just create your account and you can start working on that. These all are the social networking sites like YouTube, Reddit, all these sites are available. This social networking, we can use this social networking for bridging the gap, physical boundaries of time and space. So this is one of the projects which I have developed with one of my PhD. It is also one of my PhD projects where we use Facebook for teaching learning process. This is social networking Facebook, so it developed Dr. Rashri Vaishnav and Vandana's page for 9th class CBSE Science. This is also available right now. It is available on Facebook. In this study, what we have done, we have taken class 9 CBSE Science complete syllabus, physics, chemistry, biology, and complete modules were developed and posted on Facebook. The student at that time when we conducted that study, our target group was only 300, but 1,500 students joined this Facebook group, and we have conducted this study continuously for 3 years. In that Facebook pages, we have linked it with the test also. So test links were also provided through the Facebook page only. The student, after learning through the Facebook, they go for the testing and all these things we have done. And we compared this study was compared with the traditional and collaborative learning with the using of this Facebook page. So of course, the student who have accessed this Facebook page with their traditional teaching is benefited as compared to the student, those who have used only the traditional teaching, because we have how we have done this study that I'm giving before you, that the student, those who have access to Facebook are only allowed, limited students were allowed to access our Facebook page. And when they access this Facebook page, along with we have made two types of groups. Those students do not have Facebook account were taught through traditional method. The group of students who have Facebook account were taught through the traditional with the Facebook page also. So of course, the result of using Facebook with the traditional works much better as compared to only tradition. This is also social networking EduBlog, which still I am using. So many posts are there on that blog, drrashtrivaishnav.edublog.org. This is my site. It is still working. I've developed this site in 2012, and in my day-to-day teaching, I'm using this site for my learners because I'm teaching research to my learners, so they can easily access this site. This still working. You can also access and see that how I post this material on this site. Another, that is also one of my project which is done at the Bhavans school. One of the Bhavans principal, she was my student during the ABET course, and she developed this learningbiology.edublogs.org. It was developed in the year 2012 itself, and this site was working very nicely. The students, 9th class students, were allowed to access this blog regularly, and these are the responses which I'm showing you. These responses they have given to the teacher, and this project was working very nicely. And I realized that at that time when we use this social networking and all these things, it fascinates the learner a lot. So why not we use now? We can also use this for our developing the teaching learning. It's making our teaching learning process much effective. Another important aspect that your own mobile phone. There are 5.2 billion mobile phone subscriber in developing countries like India. Right. This mobile has turned them into a learning tool that can bring people living in remote areas closer to education. Taking advantage of enormous uses of mobile phone, we can develop the full spectrum of knowledge and skills needed for workplace development, including basic education, literacy and numeracy, language learning, hard and soft skill, entrepreneurship training. All these can be done by using this mobile phone by developing certain modules based on this, which can be accessible through this mobile phone. Because nowadays multimedia mobile phone is available, and Asian maximum subscriber of mobile is Asian countries only. So this the Mobile for Education Alliance comprises of 18 members, including British Council, Mastercard Foundation, American State, World Vision, World Wide Based Foundation. It is illustrative of the interest and dedication being directed to the potential of mobile phones to vastly expand learning opportunities, especially for those in developing countries. ये जो 18 countries का foundation है, they are working in the developing countries. They are regularly developing module which can be accessible through the mobile phones only. So these mobile phones are very common and accessible to all the learners very nicely. We can use this mobile as one of the opportunity. In India, mobile learning is still in infancy. With ongoing researches, effective strategies for expanding its impact is very much needed. कुछ लोगों ने मोबाइल के ऊपर मॉड्यूल्स डेवलप करे हैं, बट बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्टिव अभी तक इफेक्टिव यूज ऑफ मोबाइल हम नहीं कर पाए हैं. सो वी हैव सर्टेन मॉड्यूल्स विच कैन बी एक्सेस दिस वाया बेसिक और फीचर्ड फोन से भी हो सकता है. The proliferation of data-enabled phones like smartphones offers the greatest opportunities for mobile learning. In all cases, mobile devices can help young students access information at their own pace. In some cases, it also reduces the cost and inconvenience to having to, like, if you develop your module which can be accessible through the mobile phone, it is very easy for the learner to access at their sitting at their villages also. So this is some of the avenue or some of the module which I have developed in the year 2000, I think, yes, 2010. ये सबसे पहले I experimented with developing this mobile learning module because I am a teacher educator and that time I was teaching to B.Ed students also. So in B.Ed we have the stories of learning. So we have developed this stories of learning into mobile module. One of my students, she was the computer expert. So during her M.Ed project, she developed this. So we have developed this module. It is accessible through a basic feature phone also and the multimedia phone also. That time when we, in 2010, so much multimedia mobile phones were not available with the students. So we have developed this module and done this research. So we have selected the group of students, those who are having the multimedia mobile module. So through the Bluetooth connectivity, we have install this module in their mobile phones and ask them to learn through this module anytime, anywhere, along with our regular classroom teaching. So we developed two types of group, one group which do not have access to this mobile module, another group which have access to this mobile module. So mobile learning module, and this of course comparison. So the student, those who have access along with the regular teaching, this mobile module performs better as compared to the only traditional method. This module is also still it is working. It is working on all the laptops, on the simple basic featured multimedia mobile phone and this advanced mobile phones also. This was some of the glimpses of that module which I have developed, in which we have developed downloaded the video also, and all these learning theories are already working on this. This is a glimpse of a basic feature mobile phone. On that this module was working. So as compared to all these things, the opportunity for learning and innovating with ICTs are immeasurable. However, despite significant investment, formal education system continues to face challenges in preparing youth with the ICT related skills they need to succeed. Many factors account for this situation, like lack of software, technical support, absence of reliable electrical supply is also one of the basic needs. Inadequate student computer ratio is also one of the factors. ICT learning restricted Nowadays, what we are doing, we are restricting our ICT learning to studying basic computer literacy and not for learning other subjects. But there is a need we develop the other subject also. We include this other subject also to develop our teaching module based on ICT. So importantly, the limited capacity of teachers to make more integration of teaching and learning is one of the very basic factor which hinders over the process. So our schools before that, if you look, this is one of the schools. Now, present we have the offline, no offline teaching. Our schools are converted into the parent classroom. So we need to integrate this ICT in our teaching learning process by developing robust modules which will be as effective as our offline modules. So this is the current status. All these things are available, but we do not have our students. Future opportunities still is with us. These are the future opportunities where we think that a student can learn, and when we develop some good models, of course, they will learn by their own efforts. These are some glimpses which now in Asia, some countries have achieved a high degree of integration of ICT in education, while others are still working to provide digital access and basic literacy to large parts of their population. In regional survey was conducted, the countries like Korea, Singapore, Japan, China, and Taiwan ranked high for their achievement in ICT in education programs and support of science and technical innovation. In the rest of the region, a significant amount of work is still needed. So these countries like Korea, Japan, and China, so we have miles to go with ICT. In Korea, they have developed a very good learning model. The labs are developed and working. Still in Korea, the robot teachers are in the classroom in Tokyo. This is also one of the glimpse which we can understand that how far they are reached up in the integration of ICT in teaching learning process. So we need to reach miles to go for using this ICT, can reach miles with ICT, unreached being reached. So thank you so much for patient hearing. We can have the discussion. I just need a discussion with all of you, so I will have developed much more understanding towards the integration of these modules. So certain questions which I would like to pose before you, which you just noted down because madam has asked me to give you certain questions. You just note it down, which can be useful for you. And thank you so much. Yeah. Let us have a discussion for all. Let us integrate ICT to build safe and effective learning community. Thank you so much.
Next lecture, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any questions, please? No questions?
Friends,
Excuse me, madam.
yes.
Madam, teaching learning
Yes.
methodology using ICT tools is very effective, but
Yeah.
in traditional methods, how
Yes.
to student can be watch. जैसे अभी हम लोग रिफ्रेशर कोर्स में भी मैडम वॉच कर रही हैं, लेकिन दिस इज सम पार्टिसिपेंट्स 30 about 100 participants are using this technology. Then teacher how to manage or how to watch the particular student or properly learn or not.
Yeah. The very simple, you have asked a very important question, that how a teacher will come to know that whether the student are really learning or not. Really. So for that only I've shared certain modules, like that is for every module you have to develop some tests. छोटे छोटे टेस्ट डेवलप करिए आप, और उन टेस्ट को फ्रिक्वेंटली हर मॉड्यूल के साथ आप उसको यूज करिए जब भी आप क्लास में पढ़ाते हैं, पढ़ाने के बाद, बिकॉज जब मैंने ये मॉड्यूल्स डेवलप करे थे तब गूगल फॉर्म इतना डेवलप स्टेज में नहीं था, तो आई हैव टू यूज सम क्लास मेकर, टेस्ट मेकर्स का यूज करना होता था. नाउ आपके पास, अभी आपने पढ़ा भी होगा कि बहुत इजीली आप गूगल फॉर्म को डेवलप कर सकते हैं. जब भी आप क्लास में कोई भी चीज पढ़ाते हैं, इमीडिएटली आपको सबसे अच्छा तरीका ये होता है कि आप फेस टू फेस जब भी आप अपने स्टूडेंट्स के साथ मिलते हैं तब आप उनके साथ डिस्कशन करिए. Discussion is the best way through which you come to know that whether really your student have learned that module which you have disseminated beforehand or not. तो जब आपने उनके साथ पहले ही मॉड्यूल दे दिया है तो वो अपने ऑफकोर्स वो पढ़ेंगे. जब आप उनसे क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे फेस टू फेस मोड में तो आपको समझ में आएगा कि उन्होंने पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा है. और एक तरीका, आप उनके साथ हर मॉड्यूल के बाद एक छोटा सा गूगल फॉर्म शेयर कर दीजिए और उनको बोलिए कि आप इसको तुरंत 2 मिनट में 5 मिनट में इसके ऊपर आंसर करिए. इमीडिएटली आपके पास रिजल्ट आ जाता है कि आपकी क्लास के कितने % बच्चों को वो आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. एक और इम्पोर्टेंट बात है कि भाई आप जब ऑनलाइन मोड में पढ़ाते हैं तो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट आपकी क्लास को बीच में ही जस्ट चालू कर देते हैं और अपना काम करते रहते हैं. दैट इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम विच वी आर फेसिंग. तो उसका सबसे अच्छे तरीका है कि आप फ्रिक्वेंटली उनके साथ में लिंक शेयर करें. द मोमेंट यू शेयर द लिंक और आज देम कि इसको 5 मिनट के अंदर आंसर करिए, जो अटेंटिव नहीं होगा वो ऑटोमेटिकली आपको आइडेंटिफाई हो जाएगा. तो ये एक तरीका हो सकता है जब हम वर्चुअली ओनली वर्चुअल मोड में जब हम पढ़ाते हैं, दैट इज वी कॉल ऑन स्क्रीन जब हम पढ़ा रहे होते हैं. देन यदि हम एसिंक्रोनस मोड में पढ़ाने की बात करते हैं, ब्लेंडिंग करने की बात करते हैं, तो हम उनके साथ में वो मॉड्यूल शेयर कर दें. मॉड्यूल शेयर करने के साथ में ही अभी मैंने आपको बोला आप कोई क्लास टेस्ट रख दीजिए, कोई गूगल फॉर्म की लिंक बना करके उनके साथ शेयर कर दीजिए. वो आपको और आपके जो क्वेश्चंस होंगे वो ऐसे होना चाहिए जिसके आंसर्स जिसने मॉड्यूल एक्सेस किया है वही दे पाए. तो वो एक तरीका हो सकता है जिससे हम स्टूडेंट की प्रोग्रेस को रेगुलरली मॉनिटर कर सकते हैं. जैसे प्रीति मैडम इज डूइंग वंडरफुल जॉब. शी इज एवरी डे आई थिंक शी इज मॉनिटरिंग द प्रोग्रेस through this all link, so that can be done. As a teacher we can do this anytime. Yeah, thank you,
Yes,
sir.
yes, madam. Already I have create Google Classroom in 2 years before and joined about 200 students in my class.
Wonderful, sir.
To
That's great.
200 students can be monitor is a very difficult because
Yeah.
40 minutes, yeah, 45 minutes in class, and we have monitoring. We have already done every Google form, every in classrooms they are getting, but number of attendance is dramatically slow. Weakness. There are some problem. Mostly there are rural areas, so there are
Yes.
not internet connectivities. There are some electricity problems. So there many more problems created. But we can manage. But any other tips I want to you how to
Yes. Okay. I can, sir. Sir, सबसे अच्छा है when you teach them on screen, जिसको उस समय स्टूडेंट की हो सकता है नेट की एक्सेसिबिलिटी नहीं हो सकता है दे आर नॉट अवेलेबल दैट टाइम. तो हम सबसे अच्छा, इसीलिए सर मेरी जो स्टडीज हुई थी मैंने आपके साथ अपने रिजल्ट भी शेयर किए थे कि एसिंक्रोनस मोड वर्क बेटर. एसिंक्रोनस मोड का मतलब होता है जब आप ऑन स्क्रीन जो पढ़ा रहे हैं उसके रिकॉर्डेड लेक्चर्स आप बच्चों को एनी टाइम एक्सेस की फैसिलिटी देते हैं. तो जब भी उनके पास इंटरनेट की कनेक्टिविटी आएगी या जब भी उनको पढ़ने की इच्छा होगी, जब भी वो अवेलेबल होगा, दे कैन एक्सेस एंड लर्न. फिर एक अच्छा तरीका ये हो सकता है सर कि आप एक डेडिकेटेड मेल या डेडिकेटेड चैट बॉक्स उसमें डाल लीजिए अपने मॉड्यूल में. तो जब भी कोई बच्चा जिस भी समय एक्सेस करता है, क्योंकि वो नेट के थ्रू ही एक्सेस करेगा, तो वो उस चैट बॉक्स के अंदर आपको अपने क्वेश्चंस आपके पास भेज सकता है. सबसे अच्छा तरीका होता है सर, फॉर दैट आई एम टेलिंग यू, आई एम यूजिंग माई ब्लॉग. तो मेरे ब्लॉग के अंदर ओपन फॉर ऑल कोई भी एक क्वेश्चन टाइप करके डालता है, जब भी मैं उस ब्लॉग को एक्सेस करती हूँ आई कम टू नो दैट कि मेरे इस पर्टिकुलर स्टूडेंट ने मुझसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछा है विच आई कैन आंसर in our my on screen class also, which I can answer through my blog also, or which I can answer in my next module also. तो ये जो तरीका है सर, बिकॉज दिस इज रियलिटी कि हर बच्चे के पास जब हम पढ़ा रहे होते हैं तब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी हो, वी आर नॉट श्योर. ये जरूरी नहीं कि उस समय हो सकता है उसी समय इंटरनेट खत्म हो जाए, नहीं चलना शुरू करे. बिकॉज प्रीति मैडम इज विटनेसिंग दैट वन डे वी हैव अनाउंस्ड ICT की वर्कशॉप and that day there was a massive breakdown and we were not able to start for half an hour our this workshop because of this network problem. So this is a reality जो हम सभी टीचर्स के साथ में ये प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, तो बच्चों के साथ तो होना ही है. इनफैक्ट आई एम शेयरिंग माय एक्सपीरियंस की वन ऑफ माय क्लास स्टूडेंट, वो एवरीडे जब भी क्लास होती थी तो उसके हमको बहुत सारा ऐसा लगता था कि उसके आसपास में बहुत सारा मतलब जानवरों की, चिड़ियाओं की आवाज आ रही है. सो वन डे आई आस्क्ड कि तुम जब भी क्लास को अटेंड करते हो, मैं तुमसे कोई क्वेश्चन पूछती हूँ तो तुम्हारे आसपास बहुत सारे ऐसे चिड़ियाओं की, कौवों की आवाज आती रहती है। तो व्हाट द चाइल्ड सेज मी कि मैडम मेरे गांव में क्योंकि लॉकडाउन था तो मेरे गांव में नेट की कनेक्टिविटी एक पर्टिकुलर झाड़ के ऊपर ही आती है, तो एवरी डे मैं उस झाड़ के ऊपर बैठता हूँ, तो इसलिए आसपास में आपको इस तरह की आवाज आती है। तो रियली आई फील सो हैप्पी दैट द चाइल्ड वांट्स टू लर्न एनी हाउ। So this is one of my experience which I'm sharing with you. तो यस, बच्चे आज के हमसे सीखना चाहते हैं, बट जरूरत है कि हम उनकी सुविधा के हिसाब से उनको अपने मॉड्यूल्स डेवलप करें। दैट्स वाई मैंने आपके सामने ये तीनों टाइप के मॉड्यूल शेयर किए हैं, जिसमें आप सेल्फ पेस्ड मॉड्यूल भी डेवलप कर सकते हैं। छोटे छोटे कंटेंट को, छोटी छोटी बिट ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन को बनाइए, उस इन्फॉर्मेशन के बेस पर एक क्वेश्चन पूछिए, बच्चे के क्वेश्चन के ऊपर आप उसको अनदर मॉड्यूल डेवलप करें। इस तरीके से मल्टीपल वेज हैं जो कि हम ICT का यूज करके बच्चों तक पहुंच सकते हैं। तो आई होप दैट वी टीचर्स विल गेट मोटिवेशन। और सबसे अच्छा ये है कि हमारे पास यंग जनरेशन है जिनकी बहुत अच्छी ICT स्किल्स हैं। मैं कभी ये रिकमेंड नहीं करती कि आप खुद डेवलप करो, आप अपने स्टूडेंट की मदद से इस तरीके के मॉड्यूल डेवलप करिए, तो करेंगे आपकी हेल्प, और आपके अच्छे रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स भी बनेंगे और मॉड्यूल भी डेवलप होंगे। तो थैंक यू।
Thank you, madam.
Excuse me, madam.
यस सर।
We know that ICT is going to penetrate in a large aspect in the education sector, madam. But there are
Right.
some faculty who are reluctant to learn this new technology. How
Yes.
to motivate them or how to encourage them to learn these new technologies?
Yes, wonderful question, sir. This is one of the reality for which I have shared with you that 5 hallmarks of learning. कि एज ए टीचर सबसे पहले सर हमको ये जानना होगा, क्योंकि हर टीचर, आई ऑलवेज बिलीव दैट
Excuse me, madam.
टीचर्स आर रेडी।
Excuse me, madam.
टीचर्स,
Madam, excuse me. I'm not able to understand Hindi, madam. Can you tell in English, madam?
Yes, sure. Thank you. So sorry. Oh, so what we can do, sir? One thing that is very important, that I already shared with you one of my PPT for you how to use ICT. One thing is that every teacher should know that what is his strength, what is his own understanding for ICT. You know, once you are able to know what are the avenues of ICT are available, which as a teacher I can use. So that type of ICT avenue I can use very easily. See what happened, there are explosion of information before the teachers related with the variety of ICT tools. We have this type of ICT, another type of ICT tool, one type of software, this type of software. Instead of all using all these things, we can do one thing, that those teachers who are reluctant, we can give them some simple, very simple idea, like simple way we can ask them to share to make a simple PPT, share that PPT with the learner, or you can make a simple PDF file of your subject, of your content, and share with the student. Start with that, beginning with such type of small initiatives. Gradually they can develop their ICT skills, because I do agree that we are the digital immigrants. You cannot expect from a 60-year or 58-year-old teacher to all of a sudden convert the classroom into online mode. That is not possible, of course. So a simple steps like developing PPT, or simple way to develop a PDF file, share the PDF file with mail, share the PDF file with a WhatsApp group, because most of the teachers are using WhatsApp. So that's why I told you that mobile device can be used as a teaching tool. So we can share the file on mobile device. In fact, through mobile, through the YouTube, we can access already ready-made videos. That video can be shared with the students. So in that way, sir, we can motivate the teachers to use this ICT in a very simple manner, and gradually when they are accustomed with the use of these different tools, of course, they will get interested in using this tool, because they will find it easy. Right now, what happened, they are finding it very difficult. So they are reluctant to adopt that ICT tools in their teaching learning tools.
Okay, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir.
Madam, have you done any research work on flipped classrooms?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have done 3-4 researches on flipped classroom. One of my that research that is a PhD level project. It was done in the year I think PhD was awarded in the year 2015. from the Nagpur University only. That was on the flipped classroom only. And it is a wonderful project which we have done. In fact, 4-5 projects at MEd level, because in our MEd Master of Education program, we have dissertation. That means 2 years the student continuously has to go for the research. So during that period, I have developed certain flipped classroom module, and that flipped classroom module is really working. The best way to develop this flipped classroom module is just to develop your module beforehand. Like whatever today my video lecture is recorded, I can share this video lecture with my learners along with some study material. The student will learn by their accessing my video anytime. Then when I meet them with the classroom situation, I'll just discuss whatever they learned from the previously developed module. So in that manner, sir, it works very good. And flipped classroom is really a very effective tool. Through very effective results are getting through the flipped classroom.
Madam, excuse me, ma'am. Can you
Yes, sir.
define effective teaching? All the teachers are doing teaching work.
Yes.
So apart from that, how
yes,
we can make effective teaching?
Yes. The basic meaning of effective teaching is if a teacher is able to reach to each and every learner according to the need of the learner. Because you must be knowing that in our classroom, in our higher education, you all are higher education teachers, you have 3 different categories of learners. Some are the verbal, some are the kinesthetic learners, some are the visual learners. So those who are these 3 different kinds of learners, someone understand by listening to your lecture better, someone understand by doing the practical activities with your lecture, someone understand by visualizing, by seeing the pictures, videos better. So if you include all these types of components in your classroom teaching experiences, of course, you can reach to each and every child in an effective manner. That means as a teacher, what we say that every learner should get something through our teaching only. So if you are reaching to each and every learner is getting something from you, of course, you will be an effective teacher. Your teaching is very much effective.
Yes, ma'am.
So anything else? Thank you so much for patient hearing and a great discussion with you teachers. Thank you.
Thank
Preeti
you,
madam,
madam.
I think
Yes.
yes, we
Thank
have
you.
another session also. So
Yeah.
I just need 15
Yes,
to
ma'am.
20
We
minutes
will.
break.
Yes. Ma'am, 1 o'clock we will start.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Okay. Thank
That
you,
will be
madam.
better.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Ma'am, with the same
thank
link,
you.
you have to join with the same link.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
So
thank you,
thank
ma'am.
you all of you.
Yeah.
We will take break and meet at 1 o'clock. Please join by 12:45.
By 12:45,
We can start our session on time. Okay. I am ending the meeting. You can leave the meeting.
you can leave the meeting now.